Okay, so this map, Classic Doom Slayer Gate, this is actually one of my favorite maps that I've recently released. And I think this title is pretty self-explanatory. So, this is like the first kind of map that I've tried out like new mechanics. It's a survival styled maps. You know, I've made survival maps before. City survival, nightclub survival, dead simple survival. But the funny thing is, like, a lot of my other survival maps, they're just basically like, you know, the same thing of city survival but just in a different like geometry, mainly because I love city survival so much and I kind of wanted to play it on like a different, you know, map rather than like that same city arena. So yeah, I decided to kind of like make, you know, multiple maps that just basically use the same mechanic from city survival. But I've made five of them so far, and I feel like, you know, five is enough for me, and I pretty much stopped making survival maps ever since. And yeah, this survival map is completely different, brand new mechanic, obviously inspired by Doom Eternal, and I definitely knew like I had to kind of like give players some tips here, just because like, you know, because like this map, it's definitely more of like an old school busy man 123 styled map. Like I definitely wanted this map to be tough. I did not want this map to be like easy at all. And I guess I'll kind of talk about like the gameplay. Oh god, we gotta remove all this stuff here. I'll talk about some like the gameplay philosophy of this Slayer Gate styled map. So I was trying to make a Doom 2016 Slayer Gate styled map, but at the same time I wanted it to be tougher than Doom Eternal's 6 Slayer Gates from the main campaign. I think when I made this map, we didn't have ancient gods, so I had no idea what like the Slayer Gates were like for tag. But what is it? I played Doom 20. I mean, I played Eternal's campaign first on Nightmare difficulty, so I was pretty much trying to like compare this map's difficulty with my first playthrough experience of Eternal on, you know, Nightmare. And honestly, I really didn't find the Slayer Gates to be too bad when I first played, you know, Eternal and Nightmare difficulty. Like I pretty much either beat them in one try or I would die like once and then I beat it on the second try. Except for the second Slayer Gate, which I definitely struggled. Like that one was really hard for me. And what is it? The fifth Slayer Gate, I did kind of struggle with the Marauder fight with all like the Unmaker drones and all that stuff because I still didn't really understand how to fight the Unmaker drones and I was kind of like ignoring like a lot of the other enemies. So yeah, you know, other than like the second Slayer Gate, which I still think is the hardest from Eternal, and the first wave of the fifth Slayer Gate with like the Marauder and the Unmaker drones and the Prowlers, those were really like the only two issues. I mean, the two problems, not problems, but the two things that I struggled when I first played Eternal on my, you know, blind playthrough. And so I definitely kind of like have some sort of like background of like the difficulty of the Slayer Gates for Eternal, and I tried and when I made this map, I really wanted to try to like amp up that difficulty. And for example, the first Slayer Gate, you know, it's pretty easy, but one of the things that I was disappointed about the sixth Slayer Gate in Eternal was like it was actually pretty easy. Like, you know, I've only died once there and then I got it on second attempt. But another thing is I realized like you could take advantage of like the Crucible. I mean, was it? Yeah, you could take advantage of like the Crucible and basically go back and do like the sixth Slayer Gate, and it makes it so easy. So I was kind of disappointed like how easy the sixth Slayer Gate was, and in this map I decided to make the sixth Slayer Gate really hard. Like it's ridiculous. But yeah, so that's kind of like some of the core philosophy that I had while making this map. And let's start off with the first Slayer Gate here. So obviously I decided to use like E1 M1 cuz why not, man? We got to like have an E1 M1 arena for, you know, a classic Doom styled Slayer Gate. And the fights are pretty crazy, but it's nothing too crazy. And another thing is like you're fighting enemies with just normal damage modifier, so you could play stupidly aggressive And the items do respawn in this map, because like you're just fighting like a lot of like crazy horde of monsters and all that stuff here. And yep, same thing with ammo. And another thing is, like, you are definitely encouraged to explore. You need to like look for weapons, and if you don't, like, you know, pick up these weapons in time and you move on to the next Slayer gate, you cannot like backtrack to get these weapons. So take advantage of, you know, killing the monsters, but at the same time explore the arena and, you know, find the weapons. I did mention that in like the little tip section, you know, for like newer players that, you know, want to get their hands dirty on this map here. And by the way, is like this map, I did try to design this to be balanced for solo play. You could totally beat it without dying, and it is actually kind of like the end game goal if you do want to like come back and replay this map, because it's very possible to beat this map without dying in solo play. But it's really, but this map in my opinion is best played in co-op. Just based that's kind of like the same opinion I have for like my survival maps. I personally think my survival maps are way more fun in co-op, and this map is a blast in co-op too. Definitely a blast. So yeah, first arena, you know, pretty standard fare. It's not custom geo or anything, but the rest of the other arenas are custom geo. So since this is like a classic Doom themed Slayer Gate type of map, I wanted to take like arenas from all, like, you know, the different classic Doom games and classic Doom fan made WODs that I enjoy. So this one is obviously map 28, the Spirit World. Not as accurate as, you know, as it can be, but I still try my best to make it look as accurate. Where, like, you know, if you're like a hardcore Doom 2 player and you come into this map, you're like, oh, I recognize this arena. So yeah, this arena is where things start popping off here. Enemies are now, you know, doing 75% more damage. The fights are much crazier. You're fighting like more threatening enemies like the Minkabai. It's the first level where you get the plasma gun, very useful. And yeah, this is kind of like a warning to the player. The second Slayer Gate is basically like my warning to the player that this is not going to be an easy level. The first Slayer Gate, it's pretty easy, you know, it's just kind of like a warm-up, basically. Like, you could play stupidly aggressive and still get away with it. But in this Slayer Gate here, the second one, nope, you're going to have to play very smart. You need to be very smart with your aggression. And that's kind of like the goal that I wanted to do with this Slayer Gate. And yeah, you know, like I said, the area is not like 100% accurate to Doom 2, to like the Doom 2 version, but I'm still pretty proud with what I did here. And I think choosing, like, you know, choosing this area from map 28 was a great idea for a Slayer Gate, because look how open it is, and I kind of like the verticality and all of that stuff. Yeah, I think that's kind of like the main reason why I chose, you know, this arena for the second Slayer Gate. And you know, I'm kind of like following like a little bit of a theme here. Like, you know, the first Slayer Gate was an arena from Doom 1. Second Slayer Gate is from Doom 2. So, you know, what could the third arena be? Well, the third arena is actually not Final Doom. It's actually by one of my all-time favorite WODs here, Perdition's Gate. I've remade like so many maps of that WOD for Doom 2016 SnapMap, mainly because, you know, I enjoy the WOD so much, and I do think like a lot of the levels in this, in Perdition's Gate, it's just very like, it's just perfect for SnapMap, because like they're not too big. Like this entire arena right here is actually a map from, you know, the WOD. And look at this, see, like it's just completely perfect for SnapMap. And I actually tried to like really replicate like this arena closely to like the original, and I think I pretty much nailed it down. Like I would probably say like it's 85% accurate, at least 85% accurate to like the original map here. Obviously, like the textures is completely different because you know, in Doom SnapMap we don't have all like the classic Doom style texture, but I really tried my best to like make it look really accurate here. And yeah, so this arena, I thought this arena was perfect for like a Slayer Gate, you know, type of arena, because like I'm gonna be honest here, like this level itself in the WAD is actually not that great, but I've always loved it. This little like keep, this little fortress type of thing right here, like this looks really cool, and I always feel like this design right here could actually be useful for like a survival type of mode. And yeah, this is why I decided to recreate this area. But the level itself, like when you play Doom 2, the Mega WAD, it's actually not too great. I never really liked this level. It's actually one of my least favorite levels. But there's two weapons here, rocket launcher and the heavy assault rifle with micro missiles. And this level, honestly, it's kind. I mean, this Slayer Gate is kind of a breather compared to the other one, but it still can get really crazy because eventually I think there's like a wave where you fight two. Yeah, these are the summoners here. You will fight two summoners here. And what is it? Wait, it's not showing. This is actually the very first map where I actually have the invincibility power up, and this is where the invisibility power up really helps out against the summoners, because the invisibility power up, one of the great things about that power up is like the enemies, they literally cannot see you, so you're basically in god mode, and you really want to take advantage of that while fighting these summoners. And another thing is I actually did reduce the power-up duration on this map here, so power-ups are not really like as... Actually, no. Wait, did I reduce it? I don't remember. I honestly cannot remember if I... No, I don't think I reduced the power-up duration, I think. Oh man, that's something I'm not quite sure. Actually, I'll go back here. Because, you know, when I was playtesting the invisibility power-up, I did remember feeling like it was a little overpowered. Well, not little overpowered, it was super overpowered because it just lasts like so long and all that stuff. What is it? What was this? Oh yeah, this is just like my co-op scaling. I don't think I did. Set modifier. Yeah, this is just co-op stuff. Yeah, I think I didn't reduce it. Wait, what is this? Speed. Oh, there it is. So, yep, I did reduce, like, the power-up timer and all that stuff here. So, yep, I decided to reduce the power-up timer on the invisibility because it was just too much. It's way too strong. But it's definitely cool that, like, you know, it's one of the modded assets that is very helpful for SnapMappers, and it also is co-op compatible because I have another map that I used a bunch of modded assets, but it didn't work for co-op, unfortunately. And I don't really think there's much I could say about this map. You know, I think I pretty much defined. I mean, I think I pretty much said what I need to say. Cool looking arena, pretty crazy fight, but not too crazy. And yeah, that's basically it. Let's move on to the next arena. Okay, alright, this one's right here. So this WAD right here, this WAD is called Vile Flesh. I absolutely love Vile Flesh. I do think it's a great, like, it's like a great WAD for those that really want to play, like, a WAD that feels kind of like, you know, the id Software made official maps. And this map right here is actually an arena from one of its secret maps. I forgot what it's called, but it has a very interesting gimmick. Basically, the secret map, you're basically fighting nothing but arachnotrons and spider masterminds. And yeah, I thought it would be kind of cool to kind of like take one of its arenas right here in this arena. And the main reason why I wanted this arena is because just like the layout here. And I remember this arena, I did a very good job at trying to make it as accurate as I can. I think the same thing with my Perdition's Gate arena. It's at least like 85% accurate to the original map here. Like, there's definitely some stuff that kind of like, you know, I couldn't do, but I still kept it really, really accurate to the original map here. And one of the great things about this map is I kind of want like players to really like run around. Like this map, I mean this arena right here, you're gonna definitely have to run around, take advantage of these platforms, and it's the first map where you have the super shotgun. I mean the first arena where you get the super shotgun, you get a regular explosive shotgun. And what else? What was it? I forgot. this map is all about spamming the super shotgun and the rocket launcher combo. So it's very fast paced. You're going to be quick switching a lot, and you're going to have to take advantage of the platforming, you know, just to kind of like give yourself some breathing room, because there's going to be a lot of enemies that's just going to, like, you know, sprawl all over you. And I really think like the fact that this map is kind of like laid out like this, it just works really well with like Doom 2016's mechanics. And I think that's why like I picked it, this arena here. I just liked it, like the layout out of it, and I remember I was just trying to think of like some of the item placements that I could do for this map here, and just like the enemy placements. Now, what's frustrating about this Slayer Gate is like I actually had like an enemy that managed to get out of the map twice, like on this arena. But the frustrating part was like when I playtested this map, like this entire map, I never had that happen to me. But when I was playing it with like, you know, friends and randoms, like one of the enemies always seemed to manage to get out of the map here. So I recently did an update where I added a bunch of box triggers here, and these box triggers, it's pretty much going to encourage like, you know, any enemies to basically teleport it back inside the arena. And yeah, I don't know, you know, what's causing like you know, enemies to do that, but it's so frustrating. Like, it's the most frustrating thing ever. Like, I kind of wish like SnapMap has like some sort of theater mode, so we could totally see like, you know, why are like the enemies like glitching out of the map, or why like, you know, they're kind of like getting out of this arena. Because look, like you see, I got all like my player blocking volumes, block demons and all that stuff. So yeah, this arena, man, it was pretty frustrating once I bumped into that issue twice after like playtesting it so many times. But yeah, that's the 4th Slayer Gate, Vile Flesh, map 32. I definitely recommend, you know, players to check out that WOD. Definitely recommend it. It's a great WOD, trust me. And I think anybody that plays, you know, Final Doom will probably recognize this area. It's Plutonia. I feel like it was right to put Plutonia like kind of like in the later stage of this map. And this is oh crap, I think it's Onslaught, right? Map 10 Onslaught. So yeah, I knew like I was going to take advantage of this arena when I was thinking about using an arena from Plutonia, because this arena is just awesome. It just looks really awesome. And like I said from my last arena of Vile Flesh, I was just thinking about like the possibilities of enemy placements, the possibilities of item placements, and I just thought this arena was perfect. And it's also the last map where you get a new gun, and that's the Gauss Cannon. So yeah, so this is where things really starts to get heated up. And I almost forgot, from the last arena here, in this arena, this is actually the first arena where enemies do 250% damage. So this is where things get really spicy, because like I said, there's going to be a lot of enemies, like, you know, swarming all over you. You got to constantly do a lot of micromanagement, you know, jump, time your item placements, quick switch, try to like have good reaction. Like this arena, man, like I said, it's pretty nutty. And this one is pretty much like the same thing too. You're gonna have to do like a lot of like micromanagement. Gotta freaking, you know, time these items. Gotta quick switch. Quick switch to different weapons. Try to stay alive. Try to make sure your shots are really smooth. And there's a quad damage power up here, and this quad damage is very important for like the, what is it? For like the final arena. I remember I made this quad damage pretty much designed for the final arena, because it gets so crazy at the end. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all I gotta say for this arena. And I definitely tried my best to make this as accurate. I remember there were certain things that I couldn't properly recreate, but I think, like, you know, for people that play like a lot of classic Doom maps, I think they could, I mean, a lot of like Plutonia, I mean, they could possibly like tell like this is a, you know, area from Plutonia for sure. But yeah, it's pretty cool to like, you know, see all of like these arenas from, you know, classic Doom into SnapMap. Yeah, I remember like this area right here, like when I was trying to like recreate like this portion of the area from from Plutonia, it was kind of a nightmare. Like I remember I couldn't like properly recreate it, and I had to kind of like adjust certain things. And there were also like some textures that Plutonia has where SnapMap doesn't have, so I had to kind of like had to adjust different textures. But yeah, that's basically it for like the design and kind of like the visual design and gameplay design aspect for this arena. Okay, for the final arena. Alright, this is another WoD that I really love, Memento Mori 2. I much prefer Memento Mori 2 over the original Memento Mori, just in case you're wondering. And this is the... And what's funny is, like, this is the last Slayer Gate. This is the 6th Slayer Gate, but this area is actually the last arena. I mean, it's the... Like, this area is from the last map of Memento Mori 2. So this is an Icon of Sin styled map here. And this area is actually, like, you're really close to the end. I remember, like, you're supposed to fight, like, a bunch of dudes here. And then, eventually, you, like, open up some switches. And then this area right here would kind of, like, open up. And then you fight, like, the Icon of Sin here. And I always loved this arena in Memento Mori 2. And I just thought it was fitting to, you know, obviously take an arena from, like, a final map from a WoD. And basically use it for my final Slayer Gate. And this is by far the hardest Slayer game out of all of them. There's like, I mean, what is it? Look at this. I already give you like 3 power-ups. There's actually an invisibility here. So, you know, it's an obvious indication that this arena is going to be crazy. And this is also the only arena that has nightmare damage parameters. So these guys hit really, really hard. And what is it? You know, you're playing Doom 2016. You don't have, like, you know, the stacked 200 health, 150 armor. I believe, like, I did increase your health a bit, but your armor is pretty much the same, and I did increase your movement speed, just to kind of keep things balanced up. But yeah, you're basically fighting monsters that do nightmare damage parameters, and you only have, like, 25% extra health there. So these guys, they hit really hard, and it's... And just like, what is it, the last 2 Slayer Gates, you're gonna have to do a lot of micromanagement, lots of quick switching, trying to abuse like the rocket launcher, super shotgun combo, also abuse the Gauss Cannon for long range. Gotta really, you know, use your power ups really wisely. Yeah, it's just really, really nutty, and I'm absolutely, like, you know, proud of like the 6th Slayer Gate being just really intense. Because as much I like the 6th Slayer Gate in Doom Eternal, I thought it was kind of like, you know, disappointing because it's actually really easy. Like I said, you know, you could just skip it, and once you finish like Taraz Nabad and you get like the Crucible, you just go back to the Slayer Gate and abuse the Crucible, and it makes the Slayer Gate pathetically easy. Like the only wave that's actually scary in that 6th Slayer Gate is just like the wave with the Whiplash. But those Whiplashes, you know, they can all die really easily if you just abuse the lock-on rockets, abuse the freeze bomb. And yeah, it's really not that hard. It's actually, I honestly think, like, it's probably one of the easiest ones, for sure. Especially, like, you know, I've played, like, Eternal a lot now. So I think, like, the 6th Slayer Gate, it's potentially, like, the top 2 or top 3 easiest Slayer Gate for me. Yeah, so for this for this arena, I definitely wanted to make it crazy. I want this, you know, map to end it with a bang. And this is the results, basically. And as you can see, there's a lot of freaking enemies here, a lot of waves. And I think that's pretty much all I gotta say, really. As far as, like, the, what is it, how accurate this arena is compared to the actual map, I remember I did like a really good job at making it as accurate as I can. I think it's almost like I think it's probably like at least like 75%, 80% accurate to the original map, but I could be wrong. But then again, you know, when I make these remakes, I always try my best to make it as accurate as possible because, you know, I love classic Doom, and I really like admire, like, you know, so much stuff of like the classic Doom design philosophy, and I also admire, like, you know, a lot of like the mappers trying to keep like the game alive and all that stuff. So this is just kind of like my way of showing respect to them, and this is the result. Okay, basically when you're done with the Slayer Gate, there's like a little door here, and bam, little exit. This, what was this again? Oh yeah, this is basically if you manage to beat the game without dying, I kind of like have this little box trigger just to reward you for, you know, your hard work. And let me tell you something, if you do want to try to like beat this map without dying, it can be pretty intense, pretty gnarly. But it's very possible. Like pretty much for every map I make, I always try my best to make them beatable without dying. I try to make sure they're very consistent. And I think this map is definitely balanced enough here. Because I remember I was playtesting this map. I definitely had some nonsense that happened to me. And I definitely made sure like I rectified those issues and all that stuff. And if you ever play this map in co-op, it's a blast too. Like in co-op, you could play this so much more aggressively. And even though it's not really like the most ideal way to play this map, but it's so much fun being able to like play more aggressively because you have that extra player or two to, you know, allow you to do that. Because when you play this on solo, you really had to kind of play it smart. You got to be very, like, you have to have a passive and aggressive play style basically. And that's basically it for Classic Doom Slayer Gate. So, I do recommend players to, like, you know, check this map out if you liked what you heard and saw. It's definitely an awesome co-op map. Like, I really recommend people that enjoy like co-op snap maps to give this one a shot. I mean, yes, the difficulty might be extreme for, like, I guess some players, but it's really fun. And, you know, it's infinite lives. There's no like limited lives or anything like that, so you can pretty much die as much as you want. Your score is not going to look too great, but at the end of the day, you know, it's just really all about, like, you know, just playing the game with your friends and just killing demons, which to me is really the best way to play this map. Like, I can't stress you enough how fun it is to play this map in co-op. It's really fun. And I think that's pretty much all I'm gonna like say for this map, and this might be like the final map that I'll commentate. I think I'm gonna do my, what is it? I do have like another map that I wanted to talk on, which was my recently released map, Slayer Reprisal, but I think I'm gonna do that probably tomorrow because my voice is getting kind of used up here. And what else do I want to say? Is there anything else I want to add here? I think that's pretty much it. At the end of the day, this map, you know, it's pretty much designed for, like, you know, both modern Doom fans and old school Doom fans. But I think this map is probably gonna be like very I guess very cool for people who likes, you know, classic Doom and don't mind having, like, you know, a Slayer Gate type of experience in, you know, their classic Doom experience with, like, you know, Doom 2016 mechanics and all that stuff. But yeah, you know, that's kind of like what inspired me to make this map. You know, I really love both like modern Doom and classic Doom, and I just think it's I just thought it was really cool to kind of like, you know, make a Slayer Gate that has like a classic Doom theme, and at the same time try to like use 2016 mechanics and make it harder than Eternal. Because without a doubt, Eternal is the harder game. As long as we're talking about like the base campaign, like Eternal's base campaign is definitely tougher than Doom 2016. But I feel like you could still make, like, you know, tough Doom 2016 maps if you just use like the right design, use the right mechanics and all of this stuff. And I think this map is kind of like a proof for that. Okay, that's pretty much it for this map. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my commentary on all these 3 maps that I talked about. I'll eventually do my Slayer's Reprisal eventually, once my voice doesn't feel like crap. And yeah, stay tuned for more like SnapMap videos or whatever videos I will be uploading, because, you know, all of a sudden I've been really in the mood for like just playing snap maps. Like, I've been pretty much playing like a lot of like maps that I've already played in like the past few days, just replaying maps, just having a good time, reliving some memories and all that stuff. So yeah, thank you for watching, everyone.